All right, Foodietopia. We back out here on these streets. Actually, we're not in the streets. We're in the front yard today. I decided I'm gonna go ahead and I had some baby back ribs in the freezer. So I went on ahead and pulled those bad boys out and said, man, I haven't played with my pit barrel, with my pit barrel toy in a while. So we're gonna go ahead and fire this up. I got the baby backs already seasoned with my special on seasoning called Rib Love. And today we're gonna feature those baby back ribs on the pit barrel here. All right, here's the pit barrel. I actually have two of these. And this doohickey here it's a barrel. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explain a little bit to you. I really love this pit barrel. You know, the flavor of the meat is that comes off here is really good. It maintains a good temperature, and just the simple fact that the ribs will be hanging down. Man, I love it. Then I also have another toy here. This is called the Pitmaster Iq. This doesn't come with the pit barrel, but however, they do make it for the pit barrel. Now, this right here, I can control the temperature. If I want to run a 200 or 225, this regulates it. And I like this thing. You know, when you set it to a certain temp, the fan cuts on and off. If it drops below temp, it's going to cut on. And then when it reaches temp, it's going to come off. And this is the fan here. And then you can close the ventilation on it. Has a 1 through 4 to wide open. And it's connected down here. This is what regulates the airflow. So the fan will blow air down in here, into there, into the pit barrel. And that's how the temperature is regulated through the Pitmaster Iq. Really like this thing, you know. This is really a set it and forget it. I mean, a really set it and forget it rib cooking, a turkey, or whatever you want to put on here. Like I said, this is one of my favorite toys. I got two of these. Been had them for years. I do a lot of catering order. I can cook about 25 to 30 ribs between the both of them. On one of them, I can cook about 8 to 10. Just depends on the size of them. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing fired up, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. Let's get this thing fired up. So, you know, everybody has their way of firing up their pit barrel. Well, this is how I fire up mine. I take the chimney. We're going to put some charcoals in it, probably about the halfway point. I just need these to start my actual charcoal that's going to burn in the pit barrel. So let me show you how I do it. I have these little flame lighters here. Take two of those. Put some fire to it like that. Boom, already lit. We're gonna go ahead and set that on top of it. Now we're gonna go ahead and let those get nice and hot. We're gonna let them get almost cherry. We're gonna let them get cherry red, but not ashy. So that's gonna take about probably about 15-20 minutes. While that's going, we're gonna go ahead and prep the pit barrel and have that all ready to go. Got the pit barrel already prepped. Now this right here, this holds the charcoal that's going to go inside the pit barrel. And once the chimney has that charcoal all nice and hot, cherry red and not ashy, where it's all falling apart, we're going to pour that on top of these. And once we pour that on top of those, we're going to let those ignite. Those are going to ignite the bottom charcoal. We're going to put that on the inside. Then we're going to put our wood in there, and then the meat will be ready to go. Now, like I said, I have my Pitmaster Iq. We're going to go ahead and get that plugged up. I got a battery pack because it is electric. And we're going to keep this thing rolling. Okay. All right. So we're having some issues here with the Pitmaster Iq. I haven't used this thing probably in about 2 or 3 years. So it looks like something's wrong with the software, because I should be able to move this and I get a green light and the fan starts spinning. So looks like we're gonna have to disconnect this and just use the pit barrel as the pit barrel, which is fine. I don't have an issue with this. The only reason why I hooked it up because I hadn't used it in a while. And I'm glad I did hook it up because it's letting me know this trash don't work. So Pitmaster Iq, Man, y'all disappointing, man. Just because I haven't used it in a couple years, it just decided to stop working. That's not good. Y'all need to holler at me. But let me get this thing off here, get the pit barrel set up for the regular pit barrel, and let's continue on. Okay, I got the Pitmaster Iq, whatever that trash is, off here disconnected. So I have the pit barrel all set up the way originally it came. So this is what I mean by the setup. I took that piece off that went to the Pitmaster Iq, and then I put this original piece on here that comes with the pit barrel. And this is where it gets its air draft from, right here. And this right here, you can control your draft if you want it closed, open, or at a certain degree. Now, after owning 2 of these and having these things over 5 years, what I have come to learn, you have to learn how to set this on the whatever meat that you're cooking and what temperature you want to run. Because if you leave it wide open, it's going to run hot. If you close it all the way, it's going to run really slow, not get no air draft. So what I have come to learn with this is that I throw some grass up, see which way the wind blowing, and then I set this in the direction that the wind is blowing, and I'll have it, I don't know what degree angle that you want to call it, 45, 35, but I have it just a little bit open. So, and then I have it going with the wind. So when that wind blows, that's going to come in and let in a little air to give my fire some fuel. So that's the story of the pit barrel, letting the charcoal get hot. Matter of fact, let's go check on it. We looking real good. Got a nice little flame going through there. See a couple of them getting nice and red. That is continuing to still get hot. And I'll be right back at you. I got the charcoal exactly how I like it. We have a few that's a little bit turning white up here, but we have the bottom that's cherry red and ready to go. So let's go ahead and dump this onto our main charcoal that's gonna cook our ribs. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and dump these on top like I said. We're gonna spread them out. Now I'm gonna tell you right now, this thing is hot. It is extremely hot. Whoop, lost the charcoal. Put your butt back in there. All right, so I'm trying to move some of these away. So when I pick this up and put it inside the pit barrel, this handle is not as hot because it's gonna get hot. But I need to hold it long enough just to get it inside the pit barrel, which we'll do that. That won't be no big deal. All right, we're gonna go ahead and let this sit for about 10-15 minutes. Let those charcoals start igniting, the ones at the bottom. Then we're gonna put it inside the pit barrel, get all set up to cook. All right, it's been about 5 or 6 minutes. These bad boys are ready to go. As you see, we have the top ones here all nice and white. We have a nice little fire red going there, fire red going there. So now, this is at the point where I want to go ahead and put this inside the pit barrel so we start bringing the pit barrel up to temperature. Now, I'm going to tell you the reason why I let these sit out here. For the simple reason, it's wind. Wind always creates fuel for fire. So, with that being said, when I put those hot ones out here with the little light wind it is here, because it's not much, but it did ignite those charcoals at the bottom. So that's the reason why I let this sit out for about 5 or 6 minutes. Now we're gonna go ahead. Oh, one other thing. I do have these protective gloves here, but they not all that. I still feel it a little bit. So I went in the house, got me a hot mitt or a hot glove. These, I remember these working at, buffets. The line attendants would put these on with like 3 or 4 latex gloves. So while they getting the pans out the sham, putting them on the line, their hands don't burn up. So I'm gonna double protect myself. Got my hot mitt, a hot line glove, whatever you want to call it, got that on. Then we're going to go ahead and put on our real one. So just a double protection, food for thought. All right, let's go ahead and get this in there because this thing ain't playing. All right, we got it set up in there. Look at that, we got smoke coming out already. And as you see, there's the opening. Maybe you can see it. There's the opening down there where it's going to give it some oxygen. So now, what we're going to do next, while that's still getting hot, we're going to get it set up for temperature. And the way we're going to do that, we're going to put our rod here. Comes with 2 rods. These are for ventilation, to create a proper airflow, because you're going to get airflow from the front hose. You also going to get airflow from the back hose, then airflow from right down here at the bottom. So what we're going to do now, we have this set up. This is the proper way to run your pit barrel. I do have it facing towards the wind, but it's not all that windy today, so which that's fine, because I want a nice slow cooking for the baby backs today. And look at that fire, nice. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the lid on, start bringing this up to temp, and then we're gonna grab the meat. Charcoal is all ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and add 3 pieces of wood. This is just the wood that I use in my pizza oven. It's called a savory flavor, so it's not a hickory or an apple. It's a savory, and this is what I use in my uni oven when I do firewood pizza. We're gonna drop a couple in here. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and set up our rack. All right, here's our rack. Now this rack is unique to the pit barrel. It's one of their accessories. What I can do here is I can run some ribs right here on this side while I can hang them. And then on this side, I can go ahead and cook some burgers or some sausages, which I am today. So we're going to hang some ribs on this side, and we're going to cook some chicken and sausages on this side. I'm going to go ahead and let this get hot. After this finishes getting hot, this thing will be ready to drop the rib tips on. As you see, I just picked it up with my hand, so that's not that hot. And with that being said, and when you hook up the grill like this, you can only run one of the iron rods through here. You can't run both. So let me show you that. Go ahead and get that hooked up. Now I'm all set up, ready to cook. We're going to hang the ribs on this side, and we're going to cook some chicken and sausage on this side. When I come back, we're going to have the meat, and we're going to be ready to go. I'll show you how it's done. All right, we're all set here. Here's the ribs that I prepped up last night. The seasoning on here is what I call my rib love. It's just brown sugar, onion flakes, celery seed, cayenne pepper, salt, black pepper, granulated garlic, and all I do is mix all that together. And the secret thing to when I make my seasonings together, I always throw them in a blender and put the season. I put all, when I'm making my blend, I put everything in the blender and let it blend for about a couple of minutes. Then it gives everything that right texture, because sometimes when you use brown sugar, it likes to clump up or bring everything together. When I make my seasoning, I want it to still sprinkle like seasoning. So that's the reason why when I make some kind of seasoned blend or a rub, I always put everything in the blender, because that's the texture and the fineness that I like in my seasoning. So enough about that. Here's the baby back ribs. These are the hangers that come with the pit barrel. And what we're going to do is we're going to hang that bad boy up just right in there. And we're going to let them go for about 2.5 hours, 3. So let's go ahead and do it. As you see here, we smoking pretty good. Look at all that smoke coming out of there. Yeah, baby. We sitting there puffing like a locomotive train. Yeah, look at that meat ready to go. All right, anyway, enough about that. Let's go ahead and drop this meat so we can sit back and relax. All right, there we go. The ribs are on. the baby backs. I got my wood in there. We're gonna go ahead and put this lid on here and we're gonna slow this thing down a little bit. It's cooking a little hot because of the wood in there. And like I said, to slow it down, we're gonna go ahead and close this a little bit. No, we're gonna close it a lot. We got that wood in there. All right. I think that's about perfect for me. As you can see, it's not that much wind out here, so all that's gonna do is just cook nice and slow. Look at that bad baby puffing. Woo. Oh yeah. We're gonna go ahead and let that ride. So I guess the next time you will see me, you'll probably see me putting on the chicken and the Polar sausages, because there's no need to check this. I might spray it with a little vinegar apple cider water that I make up just to keep it moist. But outside of that, we just gonna let that roll. So I'll see y'all in a little bit. Sitting back, chilling outside, watching a little Olympics, having a little drink. The drink of choice is tequila. I'll show you that in a minute. But we about an hour in, and I want to give you guys an update on what it's gonna look like. So let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, this doohickey came with the pit barrel. This is how we're gonna remove the meat from the rod and do a check on it and see how we looking. So like I said, we about an hour in. We're gonna check it out. All right, looking good, looking good, looking good. So we're gonna go ahead and take one of them out. Look at that. So yeah, we're gonna give it a little spray down. My little spray down is just apple cider vinegar, Worcestershire sauce, and some water. There's that one. And like I say, we're an hour in. Take that off like that. This is the other one. Wow, it's getting there. Look at that, it's just juicy. It's dripping. Yeah, that's a baby back there coming off the pit barrel. Now let's give them a spray down. You should just smell that. We want to make sure everybody got a nice little bath there. We want to make sure everybody got a nice little bath there. Looking good. So I figure we running the temp about 350, 365. Looks like these ribs gonna take probably about 2.5 hours, not 3 today. But we got a nice little fire going there, and I'm gonna hit them one more time. Baby backs on the pit barrel. Fooditopia. That's how I do it. Nice relaxing day, chilling outside. Got the baby backs going. Gonna put the sausage and chicken on in a little bit. Having a drink. Check y'all in a little bit. two and a half hours in. These bad boys are ready to come off. Yeah, look at that, look at that. All right, we got the baby backs off, and I'm gonna tell you right now, these things right here are hot as heck. I don't like my ribs overcooked. You know, some people say they like it falling off the bone. To me, that's overcooked. The bend test here, I want a little stiffness to it, but I want it to come off at the same time. And look at that. Look at that, right there. That's a nice baby back if I say so myself. Look at that. Cooked to perfection. The bones are coming off. The meat's not falling all apart. Oh yeah, here's the baby backs. So now we're gonna go ahead and get the chicken and the Polish sausages on there. We're gonna throw these in the crib and get these ready to be cut. We got the ribs in the crib chilling. So next we got the Polish sausage here. This is part of the sausage. If you watch my channel, I told you I went to Galena and had a great time, and I stopped at a meat market on the way back home. So this is another, what I picked up there is this Polish sausage. And then about a couple weeks ago, I went to a Middle Eastern market by my house. And as soon as I walk in, the guy said, "Hey man, you looking for something to grill?" I'm like, what makes you think that? But okay. So I did pick up some chicken here, and we're gonna go ahead and throw this on the grill. It's all set and ready to go. As you see, this bad boy is puffing. It's ready to get some action. So I'm gonna give it some action since it's all hot and bothered. All right, I got my grill set up. The baby backs are off. Let's get these Polish sausages on. Chicken next. Little flame up there. These some little drumettes, boy. Looks like we got a little flame going now, but that's okay. We'll get that all settled down once I get the chicken on. Oh yeah. Since dude knew I was putting something on the grill, he got me on the chicken and sold it to me. So we'll check it out. I'm gonna get this fire calmed down and I'll be right back with you. Let's do a quick peek at the chicken and the Polish. All right, yeah. We're running at a nice temp. Everybody's getting a little smoke flavor. Ooh, got some lines on these bad boys. Okay. Now I could say right off top, for these to look like Polishes, they looking pretty good. Chicken coming along good. Just a quick peek, see how we doing. Okay, looks like we can do a little flip on that one. Not yet. Boy, I tell you, this pit barrel, it does this thing. You can go from cooking ribs to cooking chicken, Polish sausages, whatever you like. All right, that was a quick peek. We're gonna put this lid back on here and let it continue to do its thing. Foodtopia. We finishing up here. All right, man, those Polishes are ready. We're gonna go ahead and get these bad boys off. Look at that. That's a Polish. Gonna see how they taste. Like I say, I make sausages too myself, so I'll compare this to how my Polish tastes. But they look good, I can tell you that much. We don't want to overcook them. We want to make sure they're done. They still juicy because they dripping juice. You overcook a Polish, they're dry, chewy. Man, these are cooked right here to perfection. Polish is done. I want to let my chicken legs cook a little bit longer. So in the meantime, I think I'm gonna go cut the ribs up. All right, so bear with me. We got the baby backs off the grill. Now it's time to cut. You know what? I'm not even using a meat cleaver. Usually I will use a meat cleaver, but these are so nice and ready. It's got the pink smoke ring. Pull apart. Still juicy, shining. Look at that. I would say so myself. This is the perfect baby back. I'm gonna go ahead and finish cutting. Oh man, look at that. I'm not even using a meat cleaver. I'm using a small knife. And it's just going, look at that, just right through. Bam. I'm gonna go ahead and finish cutting these up, and then I'm gonna fix a plate. It's time to now just smack down on this meal that I had fun and enjoyed cooking on the pit barrel today. Man, look at that baby back. And of course, we got some potato salad made in-house. There is no go buy potato salad. Here's my potato salad. Nothing to it, just super simple. And also, if you see right here sitting in the background, we got some homemade barbecue sauce here. It was all the way full, so I make it. It lasts a while. I use it. Now I want to say one thing before I wrap this video up. The way I was raised and the people that was around me, we never put no sauce all on the ribs. If you need barbecue sauce on your ribs to make them official, that's your prerogative. But everybody that I grew up with, and even my family, the sauce is always on the side. And if you want some sauce, you put it on there or dip it in there. So for me, the point I'm trying to make, if your ribs taste good, oh man, look at that. If your ribs taste good without sauce, then you're talking about something. If you need a little extra enhancement by putting some sauce on your ribs, do that too. I'm not gonna lie. I like to put sauce on ribs sometimes, but I don't want it all drenched in there all the time. I prefer a rib that tastes so good and I can taste the seasoning and the smoke. I don't need no barbecue sauce. I would compare that to, like, you know, people say if you got a good steak, you don't need no steak sauce. I totally agree. But if you like this content, you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate if you could hit the like button and subscribe to my channel and share it to your friends. Or even if you have a pit barrel and you want to see how to do some baby back ribs, this is the video for you. But till next time, Foodietopia, and I'm out. I'm about to tear these baby backs up.